Yo, my people, what's good? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Patala FC. We are within. Now, at what age do we conclude that a player is no longer a young player? There has to be that specific age that we all have in mind, that when a footballer turns this age, they are a professional footballer who can no longer be considered a young prospect or a young player. For me personally, that age has become 23 years old, because look at players like Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal in 7 years will be turning 23. He would have had 7 years of footballing experience, possibly as a starter for Barcelona or another team, who knows. The likes of Kobe Mainu or Alejandro Garnacho, very young prospects who have so much experience at the age of 23. And also, like, basing it on the maturity levels of these young players nowadays, it's just they're just a cut above players in the past. It's easier to integrate a young player into your system, and young players are highly influential in the Premier League. And I think this is the video where we're gonna emphasize it, and it's gonna probably shock you as much as it shocked me. We're gonna have a roster. We're gonna pick a squad, pick a match day squad of 18 players, 2 goalkeepers, 6 defenders. How many midfielders? Should we say 6 midfielders as well? We'll say maybe 6 midfielders, yeah. And we'll see about the number of forwards that we can also get into the team. So let's pick together. Now, all these players will be under 22. Under 22, because they are yet to turn 23. Some could be even 19, 18, 21. Young prospects. And of course, you might look at them and say, that's the player that my club needs to acquire for the future to fix a certain position. So many bright prospects in the Premier League. It's amazing. We start in goal, of course. But Verbruggen doesn't get more Dutch than that. Brighton's goalkeeper, 21 years old, was bought by De Zerbi, of course, this season. He's rotating the goalkeeping position with Jason Steele, but he started 13 games, and I think he's probably going to be the goalkeeper that we start in our 11, because his potential is really high. Good goalkeeper, good presence in goal. Here it's not showing the number of clean sheets, but if we're to check defense, we're going to add that to the edits. You get it. And our other goalkeeper will be Burnley's James Trafford. Now, James Trafford has played all games. All of them. 28 games, minutes high, but of course, it's a Burnley side that are very daring in the Premier League, so his reputation isn't being enhanced like he would like it to be. But of course, he had a great season last season in the Championship that built that reputation and solidified him as the young goalkeeper that Vincent Kompany turns to. 21 years old as well. Oof, it's going to be lit. We jump straight into defense. We only have those 2 young goalkeeper options for now that have shown potential this season. In defense, Luton's Teden Mengi. Now, Mengi came from Manchester United's academy. He's played quite well for Luton, starting 20 games and coming off the bench twice. 1,823 minutes. Good numbers. Good player, I believe. Very young, 21 years old as well. He's in the roster. Chelsea's Malo Gusto, 20 years old on the dot, number 27. Gusto has played 15 games this season, 5 off the bench. He's had an injury in between. I know that because of the badge. I know him. I love the player. But yes, Malo Gusto, right back option. 20 years old, French player. The talent in these youngsters, man. Everton's Jared Branthwaite, English defender. He scored a few goals for Everton this season. They're having a rough season. Points deductions, Sean Dyche's style being criticized at times by Everton fans. I mean, the Toffees aren't having the best season ever. They've had a couple of years where it's been very much a headache in a business sense. But players like Branthwaite, if they don't sell him, they have one for the future here. And what a talent. What a talent he is. He's a big lad as well. 195 centimeters. What's that in like height and stuff, man? They should put proper units here. Yeah, we've got William Saliba. Saliba's we could actually wish him a early happy birthday. At time of recording, there are 2 days till his birthday, the 24th of March. William Saliba is one of Arsenal's mainstay defenders. He's considered the Rolls-Royce defender at the age of 22. William Saliba is an anomaly. What a player, man. What a player. Oof. I would take William Saliba even at Chelsea. I can't lie still. We have Issa Kabore, Manchester City player on loan at Luton from Burkina Faso. Played quite well at the AFCON as well. 22 years of age. Could Man City have a right back that could succeed Kyle Walker that they're not even talking about in Kabore? Because the boy is a talent. I like him. I really do like him. He plays on the right side. I think he could play on the left side if he was deployed there as well. Pep could cook him, man. Cook the player. Ryan Ait Nuri. Defenders are so lit. These young defenders, the potential is insane. Yo, Ait Nuri has started 21 games this season. Oh, he's played 21 games, 3 off the bench for Wolves, 1 goal, 1 assist. Algerian player, and he's 22 years old. Would you have guessed that Ait Nuri is that young though? Some players you can't really see. I mean, maturity on the ball, play, really good player. Josko Gvardiol playing out of position this season though. Pep Guardiola is just a daring man, I swear. One of Europe's best centre-backs last season, or was it the season before? When did Josko join? This season? Hey, it's been a while. But yeah, Josko Gvardiol still playing out of position at left back, but still playing well, I believe. He's had 16 appearances in the Premier League, 2 off the bench. Definitely a major shout for us. Levi Colwill, another Chelsea boy. Chelsea with a young squad this season, definitely going to have a few shouts in terms of every position possibly. And Chelsea, yeah, he's played 20 games this season, 3 off the bench, just 1 minor injury this season. Levi Colwill has a goal this season and an assist this season at centre-back. So yeah, having a good season, I believe, after a good loan spell at Brighton. Levi Colwill, King. Tino Livramento, about to finish with defenders already. That's a former Chelsea boy shining for Newcastle. Of course, he hasn't started most games this season. He had an injury as well this season. Trippier has always been the preferred right back, but Tino Livramento's potential is uncapped. We don't know how far he can go. 21 years of age. Chelsea, I will always regret this player leaving because I feel like he could have been. But Malo Gusto has filled the void to some degree. Yes, we move. Nathan Collins of Brentford. Brentford have had a dismal season. I think Thomas Frank did not expect it to be this difficult, but Ivan Toney's ban, headache, Mbuemo and Wisa going for AFCON duties mid-season, headache, as well as Frank Onyeka. So there's a lot of things with Brentford as a team, but Nathan Collins, 22 years old, soon will be turning 23 in April, but a good player nonetheless, centre-back. And yeah, those are the defenders that we have at hand. Who would you pick to start? We'll get there. Match day. Now, midfield. This boy, Kobe Mainu, man. Kobe Mainu got a late call up. I think Southgate got some pressure from the English squad. Like, yo, we need a man who can control midfield, do defensive duties, and move forward, and has energy, and is technical, and has a CV that says we need 5 years of work experience, but you're straight out of university. That is Kobe Mainu for you. The guy himself, 18 years of age. It's amazing, man. What a player. Mainu is not an English surname, but he plays for England. Another one they have taken from us as Africans. But yes, 14 appearances this season. And to be honest, Kobe Mainu's appearances, he has not put a foot wrong from what I've seen. What a player. So composed, so mature on the ball. We move. Everton's Amadou Onana. Onana's not yet 23 years old, guys. Onana. But anyway, this season, 18 appearances, 4 off the bench. He has 2 goals this season. He's he has a lot of strength. Dogged, CDM/CM, good player. I like him as a player. Watched the video where he was playing FIFA, some content there. Happy guy, jolly guy looks like. But yeah, good option actually for us at CDM here. Very good option for our under 22 match day. Lewis Miley, not Lewis Baker. Oh, Lewis Baker. Not Lewis Hall. Lewis Miley is a 17-year-old sensation for me. This is serious management from Eddie Howe. Serious levels of management. To bring this boy in when Tonali was phased out due to his ban with gambling and whatever and so on. This boy has played 14 games in the Premier League, 3 off the bench. He's played in the Champions League as well. playing well in Champions League. He's also had appearances in the FA Cup. Now, Lewis Miley, this could be one for the future. I don't know if he will stay at Newcastle for the long run, but wherever he goes, I see a player in him. And anyone that scoops him up will definitely be benefiting immensely. 17 years of age. Might be the youngest player that we mentioned today. Moises Caicedo. Caicedo, it pains me because some people feel he's had an okay season. Some people feel he's had a very terrible season. The price tag looming over his head that he came for to Chelsea is heavy. But Caicedo's had a solid season for me. Ecuadorian CDM, about to turn 23 end of this year though. 22 years old, 22 appearances in the Premier League, 5 in the League Cup, 5 in the FA Cup. Started almost every game for Pochettino. The absence of Ugochukwu and other players, yeah, it's been tricky. Ugochukwu himself would get a shout, but he's been injured most of the season, as well as Romeo Lavia. Unfortunate. That's very unfortunate for us Chelsea fans. Enter Cole Palmer. Cold Palmer. I mean, he's definitely in our matchday squad. The numbers don't lie. Cole Palmer, why I've put him as a midfielder is because I think he operates better in midfield. Most of his goals have come from midfield positions that are not penalties, yes. He hasn't yet scored a proper right-wing shot from the right side that he used to score for Man City. But I'm sure it's coming sooner than later. Yeah, that's 11 goals and 8 assists in the Premier League in his first season at Chelsea. Unexpected move for him. I think he would have loved to stay at his boyhood club, Man City, but he's shined bright. Definitely Chelsea's player of the season thus far. Cole Palmer, 21 years old. Ryan Gravenberch, 21 years old. Oof. Not many appearances though. 9 appearances in the league. And I think if he got more minutes, Gravenberch would have shown his potential a lot more. Just that there's McAllister, they prefer Slobosla when he's fit. Harvey Elliott is ahead of him. Looks like Curtis Jones is also ahead of him. So yeah, Curtis Jones just turned 23 as well, so he doesn't qualify for our discussion, which is quite interesting. Quite an interesting one. Yeah. Billy Gilmore, former Chelsea boy, 22 years old, as we, I think, complete the midfielders. Billy Gilmore definitely deserves a shout. 20 appearances in the Premier League, 5 off the bench. What a guy. Europa League appearances as well, but they're out now to Roma badly. And yeah, FA Cup appearances as well. I think he would have done well if he stayed at Chelsea as well. I think he's doing great under De Zerbi. What a player. What a player. We move. So far, so hot. So far, so hot. Now, the forwards, it's crazy. We're going to put right wingers, left wingers, all the guys and strikers just into the forwards bucket. And it's going to emphasize just how influential these young players are in the league. Honestly, even their numbers. Wow. We're going to start on a high. Bukayo Saka is 22 years old. Bukayo Saka will only be turning 23 in September of this year. Saka, though. Anyway, Bukayo Saka has tallied 13 goals and 8 assists in the Premier League this season. Oh, man. Champions League, 3 goals, 4 assists. Community Shield, he had an assist. Hey, Bukayo Saka, man. This guy's going to be around. He's going to torment us for a long time. He actually started off as a defender on the left side. Bukayo Saka has played left back. He's played in the center of midfield. Now he's a right wing. Could play a left wing if he was needed. Let's be honest. We move. Jeremy Doku. Jeremy Doku is 21 years old. Man City have secured for the future, and they've also signed Savinho. Crazy. And Echeverri, that youngster from River Plate. Hey. Yeah, no. But good season from Doku. Balanced season. He hasn't started most games, of course. 14 appearances in the league. That's almost half the games in the Premier League thus far. But he has 2 goals, 5 assists. In the assist department, he's definitely hitting those cutbacks, finding men in space. Should have a better season next season, which is quite scary. Belgian dribbling master, this one. Pace as well. Devilish. Yes, Gabriel Martinelli having quite a weird season, though. You would expect a bit more from him, but his numbers aren't bad. 6 goals, 4 assists. Martinelli, I like him as a player. I like both of Arsenal's wingers for some reason, even though I hate Arsenal. I'm a Chelsea fan. It's just the way it is. Yeah. Martinelli, Good season from him. And I can't believe Martinelli's this young as well. How can both of Arsenal's wingers be below 23? Main wingers. First choice. Yo. Brendan Johnson, 22 years old. This roster. 18 players we have to pick from. Brendan Johnson having quite a good season. 4 goals, 6 assists. 6 assists. Some are probably for Son. Premier League move from Forest to Tottenham. He's fitting in quite well. I think he's gelling well with the Tottenham attack. The Ange Ball style. Very nice football. I can't lie. I enjoy it too. James McAtee, Manchester player on loan at Sheffield United, 21 years old. 3 goals and 2 assists for Sheffield, who are having a dismal season. Called back their OG manager, Chris Wilder. Still stayed rough. But yeah, McAtee, definitely a shout for the future. I think he might actually be at Man City next season. Michael Olise. Olise is 22 years old, guys. No wonder Chelsea want him so badly. French player. Goals, 6 goals and 3 assists this season, even with injuries in between halting his season. Michael Olise, man, I would still love him at Chelsea. Crystal Palace, this might be your way of making some money this end of the season, you know? Young man, 19-year-old Argentinian or Argentine sensation, Alejandro Garnacho. I love this player. I hate Man United as well, but I love the player. The passion, the desire, you should follow Messi. He's your country mate and should be a role model. His role model is Cristiano Ronaldo. That rebellious thing, it just feels rebellious, and he does so many celebrations that emulate Ronaldo. Scored a brilliant goal this season, emulating Wayne Rooney's bicycle. And yeah, no, what a season from him. 5 goals and 3 assists in the league, a goal in the Champions League as well, a goal in the League Cup. Alejandro Garnacho, one for the future. And Man United will feel quite secure on the left wing, I believe. Facundo Buenanote, 19-year-old. Not many appearances. 12 appearances in the league, 7 off the bench, but 3 goals and an assist. 19 years old. Argentina-born player. Never sleep on these South Americans. We can never slack when it comes to South American talent. Could end up at Chelsea, the way we love these Brighton boys. Another Brighton boy, Simon Adingra, AFCON winner, and did well at AFCON. 6 goals and an assist in the Premier League at the age of 22. I thought he was a bit younger than that, to be honest. I thought he was maybe a 19-year-old, to be honest. Yet to turn 23, bought by Brighton for small money, man. How do Brighton find these talents? Yeah, but what a player, what a player. We're about to complete our journey to match day squad. Harvey Elliott, 20 years old. Is Harvey Elliott 20? What? Klopp integrated this player 3 years ago, yes? He was 17 years old. Klopp is cooking in his final season at Liverpool. Harvey Elliott, 2 goals, 2 assists in the Premier League. And he has 4 assists in the Europa League, but no goals. Creative player indeed, but also has a good shot on him. Definitely so. Jacob Ramsey, 22 years old. Jacob Ramsey is a player as well. I would even take him at Chelsea. I mean, I keep saying I'll take him at Chelsea as if we just have space to just keep bringing in. But I love him as a player. I love his style of play. Not so different from Kanu Chukwuemeka. Maybe that's why they felt they could let Chukwuemeka go and give him to us and keep Ramsey and just keep him chefing in that position. But a good player nonetheless. Rodrigo Muniz, taking the world by storm, I believe, over the last few games. Brazilian-born player, 22 years old. 7 goals and an assist in the Premier League. Same number of goals as someone that we'll mention soon. Another young striker that started banging after a difficult beginning to the season. Rasmus Højlund, I'll just say it. But Muniz has done well, really well for Fulham. I think a great signing by Marco Silva. Marco Silva just knows his stuff, man. Evan Ferguson. Ferguson's just been halted by injury. 19 years old. And he already had 6 goals in the league at the time of getting a major injury. But Ferguson next season, you believe, will cook better, have a very monstrous season for Brighton. I think he'd be the main starter ahead of Joao Pedro if he were fit throughout the season. And at the age of 19, that's quite impressive. Very impressive, actually. Rasmus Højlund, we arrive. Scandinavian. I should Google. What does the word Scandinavian mean? Is it like those countries like Norway and Denmark. Yeah, no, Danish striker, 7 goals and an assist in the Premier League, 5 goals in the Premier League. Oh, no, I got too excited. 5 goals in the Champions League before getting knocked out. Those are some serious numbers. They were in a tough group, and Højlund was still getting goals before he even started scoring in the Premier League. He was scoring in the Champions League. Good promise that he was eventually going to start scoring in the Premier League, right? And he has good numbers. Very good numbers, to be honest. And 21 years of age, Man United fans can also feel secure in the striking position for the future, honestly. Sold by Man United to Forest, Anthony Elanga is 21 years old. 21. Elanga is Swedish. Elanga's from Sweden? Wow. That's interesting. 5 goals and 7 assists. Candidate to start for us, honestly. Candidate indeed. Nicholas Jackson, 9 goals and 3 assists. Nicholas Jackson is 22 years old. Hey, some of these IDs need to be double checked, triple checked, I swear. But Nicholas Jackson is a young man. And he's got some numbers. Could have had a lot more. Nicholas Jackson could have been in serious double figures here, sorry. Like easily 15 goals at minimum with those misses that we've seen. Oof. And finally, we conclude with Joao Pedro of Brighton, who's had an interesting season as well with 8 goals and 2 assists in the league. Whew. Shall we pick very quickly? If you're still here, be sure to drop a like if you enjoy this kind of content, because I don't do it all the time. You know, I fixate myself on the Chelsea vibes most of the time. But yeah, we're going to take both goalkeepers, of course, Bart Verbruggen and James Trafford into our team. 6 defenders. I'm going to take Malo Gusto because he's had an amazing season. Definitely William Saliba, that's 2. Jared Brathwaite, that makes it 3. Issa Kabore, that makes it 4. I'm going to have to take Tino Livramento. That makes it 5. And I'm going to have to take, I think, between Levi Colwill and Josko Gvardiol. Who would you take? Levi Colwill. No bias. He has a goal and an assist. At least he has some numbers to his name. I think it's justified. We have cooked. Midfield. We're also getting 6 from there because are we madmen? How are we doing this? Are we going to get 6? Oh, we are getting 6 midfielders and 4 forwards. Yes. Thank you for reminding me. We have Kobe Mainu. Definitely. Cannot deny him. That makes it 1. Cole Palmer. Certain number 2. I'm going to take Lewis Miley. Lewis Miley is shining. What a player, though. I'm going to take him. In CDM position, I'd actually like to trust him there. But if we're going to take another one, I'll take Amadou Onana for the midfield, of course. And then it's so difficult now. I'm going to take Billy Gilmore because of the minutes and experience, I believe, in the league. Oh, and Moses Caicedo qualifies somehow. Moses Caicedo made it. He made it into our team. I wasn't aiming to give him a position in the team, to be honest. But I guess Moises said, yay, I'm in, yo. But yeah, 4 forwards. How is this going to work? I mean, wingers are supposed to be midfielders, right? We're going to pick 2 wingers, 3 wingers, and a striker. It's for 1 match day, right? Yes. We're going to pick, let's do that. Bukayo Saka, without a doubt. Let's not disrespect him. Bukayo Saka. We're going to take Alejandro Garnacho. I think Garnacho is highly effective. We're very depleted too. Numbers don't lie. So, because it's been quite clinical, and I think he edges Nicholas Jackson to some degree, painfully this season, I'm going to take Joao Pedro as my 3rd. Injuries have tainted Evan Ferguson's season. We've said Bukayo Saka, Alejandro Garnacho, Joao Pedro. Nicholas Jackson, I'm sorry. Adingra, I'm sorry. We're going to have to take another Manchester United man in Rasmus Højlund. That's the match day. Thank you for watching. Let's get it, y'all.